Hello everyone, welcome back to another Top 10 Commander video. I'm Commander Void. We are, of course, continuing the Redux series where we're going through each color combination. We're almost done the 3 colors, and then I would probably continue with 5 color and then colorless. So then after that, we're pretty much just done for at least this year. So this is for Mardu. Mardu is white, black, and red. And starting it off here with a number 10, we have Mathis Fiend Seeker. Mathis is a pretty interesting commander where you have the bounty counter mechanic. And when that creature dies, each opponent of that creature's controller will be able to draw a card. They'll also gain 2 life too. So it's a nice thing if you can take advantage of this. Maybe get more bounty counters on your opponent's creatures. It's rather limited, but still a decent card if you don't want to play it as a commander. You can just take Mathis and throw him into other decks as well. And then number 9, we have Zergo Helm Smasher. Very good old school Voltron commander. Obviously not super old, but Zergo is just that kind of commander that rewards you for smashing. It's all you do, you just turn him sideways. You do have to attack with him each combat though, so it's not really up to you, but the benefit here is that he has haste, so as a Voltron commander, that's always underrated. You get him out there and you can instantly swing, you don't need a lightning greaves or anything like that. He is indestructible as long as it's your turn, so he was the perfect Voltron commander if you just want to play nothing but good board wipes in Mardu, because after you wipe the board, you can pretty much just swing in for commander damage and kill some players. Obviously, this doesn't really make him a versatile commander option. You're pretty much just stuck in that one direction. It's a pretty good one, but not really involving outside of combat. Then number 8, we have Calcian the Plague, one of the newer commander options on this list, and Calcian's actually really cool. Any kind of commander option, any creature really that can just deal 1 damage is going to be perfect for Death Touch equipments, auras, because giving that creature Death Touch means that whatever creature you target with the 1 damage, you're gonna kill. You of course get +1/+1 counters equal to the experience that you have for killing creatures. This is just a pretty cool strategy even if you're not going for some type of combo or some way to abuse the tap ability so you can use it several times in the same turn. It's just very good, it's very effective removal. And then number 7 we have Sir Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale. Night Tribal pretty much, I mean that's what you get here. You get probably the best commander for Night Tribal because you're also focusing on equipments. So all of your equipment costs are 0 if they're being equipped to your knights. That's fantastic. You also get card draw at the cost of 1 life. So you get this combination of a few things. You get consistency in card draw, you get power in equipments, and you get synergy with a tribe. All around making Sir Gwyn a pretty popular commander. And then number 6 we have Genn Arcanum Weaver. Genn is probably the most unique commander out of any of the Mardu commander options because he focuses solely on enchantments, while every other commander seems to focus on combat. You're able to abuse several things if you're able to sacrifice an enchantment. It means that you'll be able to constantly abuse the ETBs of those enchantments. It means that you'll be able to take advantage of other things too. Maybe there's a cost to having that enchantment out there for too long. It's a breath of fresh air. It's very different if you want to play Mardu, but you didn't want to play the same old tap your creature sideways to win kind of strategy, then this should be right up your alley. Then number 5 we have Elisha who smiles at death. Elisha is Mardu with the commander color identity with that activated ability, so you'll be able to take advantage of that and play all 3 colors. Elisha is very similar to another creature on this list where it's all just focused on cheating it to play good creatures. It's only really creatures power 2 or less, so it's rather limiting, but you can still cheat into play for combat, something like a Master of Cruelty, so you have the 1/2 insta-kill combo. Haven't really seen many Elisha decks, but I still think Elisha is a pretty solid commander. That's always a good thing to have. You have ways of synergizing with the graveyard in this deck too, so it's not bad for recovery either. And then number 4 we have Ruinous Ultimatum. You just destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control for that 7 mana. Ikoria was of course the return of the ultimatums, which tend to be pretty powerful spells because you're playing all colored mana. It's a very specific mana cost, which isn't always the easiest thing to pull off. But you just get the benefit of destroying every non-land permanent your opponents control, so it's very one-sided. Some of the craziest spells in Commander are also one-sided like Cyclonic Rift, so it's not hard for me to believe that this is going to be a good card for a long time. And then number 3 we have Kalya of the Vast. Now Kalya has aged a bit. I don't think we're going back to 2013, the days when a Kalya deck was always the most powerful deck at the table because you had the ways of cheating it to play big, powerful creatures that were hard to deal with. We're always going to get angel support, demon support, and dragon support. There's just no question about that. We have a ton of power throughout the format now. So while the Kalya trigger is pretty powerful, she's not quite the most dominant commander in these colors anymore. That being said, that trigger is still ridiculous. You don't even have to pay mana like you do with Elisha. And you can cheat into play the same kind of creatures. You can cheat into play Master of Cruelties. You can cheat into play even better things like Avacyn, Angel of Hope. So getting around mana costs is easily one of the best things that you can do in Commander, because it just means you're going to have more out there, your board presence is going to be more intimidating. Definitely an old school favorite of mine on this list. And then number 2, we have Edgar Markov. These Eminence abilities from Commander 2017 were just ridiculous, and Edgar Markov's is probably one of the better ones. Whether he's in or out of the command zone, you're going to get a 1/1 black vampire, which is exactly what you want in a combat-focused deck where you're also going to be distributing +1/+1 counters among your vampires whenever you attack. Combined with good keywords for strike and haste, as I said with Zergo, that just makes it so much easier for your strategy because you don't need some kind of haste enabler. But the best thing about Edgar Markov, in my opinion, was the fact that it gave the vampire strategy some teeth. No joke there, I mean, it quite literally made vampires more competitive. A lot of the best vampire cards already were focused around having large numbers of creatures anyway, like Blood Artist and Falconwrath Noble. So some kind of vampire token commander was a no-brainer. Alright, so before I go on to number 1, let's talk about some honorable mentions in Mardu. We have Mardu Ascendancy. I really like this card. I think it has potential in the future if we ever get to some kind of 3-colored goblin commander. Getting more goblin tokens with a way to beef up your team seems like it would be a pretty good card. Fervent Charge is also something that not a lot of people play, but it's definitely something I think you should look into if you want more power and toughness in combat. We get Jirina Kujiro, no relation to that chick from Friends. Human Tribal isn't really something I'm looking to play, but you do get a nice little power boost for all of your humans. So number 1 here, there's just no question. When we're talking about the best card in these colors, it's Negan the Cold-Blooded. I know, right? What's not to like about a non-fantasy character in a fantasy game? No, in all seriousness, the number 1 card in Mardu colors, in my opinion, is Queen Marchesa. Queen Marchesa has just changed how we play Mardu. Queen Marchesa being the reason why the Monarch mechanic is still relevant. I mean, when we think about Conspiracy 2, most of those cards are really just going to be for that draft set. Queen Marchesa is really the only good card from that set that still gives you the Monarch. And she does it in a way that's still fun to play in Commander. You of course get your simple card draw if you're still the Monarch, which is something that people seem to still want to fight over. And once an opponent does take it from you, you get those little assassins with Death Touch. So it's rather simple as an ability, but you can take advantage of it in several different decks. You could build some kind of combat deck around it. You could focus on the ETB so you can constantly get the Monarch back. Or you can play some kind of Pillow Fort strategy, some kind of Chaos strategy. Very versatile, and that's usually what I think is best in Commander. Something that you can throw into several decks, either as a Commander or as one of the 99, and I think out of all the Commander options here, Queen Marchesa is probably the best at doing both. So anyway guys, let me know what you think about the top 10 cards in Mardu colors. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the notification bell for future videos. Void here signing off. See you all next time.